Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne. And I bring you a video tonight titled Sexually Attractive Enough versus Sexually Attractive Ideal. I got one for you. Before we go any further, always know my videos in the dating space. They're inspired by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But let's get right to it. Sexually attractive enough versus sexually attractive ideal. How you acquire sex from a woman is going to set the stage for the rest of the interaction with her. How you acquire sex from a woman or with a woman is very important. And what comes to mind with the acquisition of sex from a woman is mouthpiece. And there's essentially, in with fitting with this subject matter in this video, there's only two aspects of mouthpiece that are worth exploring. So the first aspect of mouthpiece is the woman sees you as sexually attractive enough. You're sexually attractive enough for her to be in your space, but she's not completely intoxicated with lust for you. So there's a level of interest, but she's not completely gone with you as soon as she saw you. So mouthpiece in this situation looks like you have to tell her all the things that you're going to do to her sexually, or you'll have to point blank tell her in so many words or point blank that I don't spend time with women that I'm not having sex with. And let me just examine both of those types of mouthpiece right there. Okay. Both of those types of mouthpiece are if you have to tell a woman what you're going to do to her sexually, that means you're trying to turn her on. You're using your mouthpiece to turn her on. Like there's some interest present, but you painting a sexual picture of what you're going to do to her is what ultimately is going to turn her on. But you had to exercise mouthpiece to turn her on because she was not primarily turned on when she met you. But you're alone, you're in a situation where something can happen, and you exercise mouthpiece. And if this works, that means that you got her through a second wave of conversation because the first wave of conversation of lust was not occupied. If the first wave of conversation of lust was occupied, then you would have never had to use mouthpiece in order to turn her on. She would have already been turned on. And in that case, your mouthpiece is only to instruct her and guide her to the sexual situation that her eyes are telling you that she wants with you. So that's the difference between sexy attractive enough and sexy attractive ideal. Mouthpiece might get her over the edge, but I'm going to examine that because that was a second wave of conversation because her first wave of lust was not occupied. She did not have a primal lust and desire for you when she met you. Okay. And then the second aspect of that is how you'll be in a situation with a woman and she's just like, in so many words, she's just like, oh, I'll tease you a little bit. I might show you this and show you that, but I'm not, I don't really want to go all the way. And that's perfectly fine because every woman has the right to say and do that. Let me make that very clear. Okay. And so, you create some distance between you and her, you come back to yourself because you never want something more than it wants you. Okay. And so you create a little bit of distance and you let her know, like, this isn't the type of experience that I'm used to as a sexy, attractive man who's clicking on all cylinders, who women lust and desire. This situation of a woman saying that she's not quite ready, essentially saying she's not that quite attracted to you at that point, that's something that you don't function in because you have enough women on a regular basis who function with you the way that you want them to function with you, meaning there's mutual lust and desire. And so if you tell a woman that and she still decides to initiate a sexual situation with you, because at that point she has to initiate it, right? And you exercise mouthpiece, whether it was um, telling her the things you're going to do to her to turn her on, or just point blank telling her, I don't deal with women that I'm not physically involved with. Either way, If she decides to go through with it, then there's definitely an asterisk beside your name, meaning that if she goes through with that, there's something about you she doesn't want to lose. Her having sex with you is a fear-based proposition within herself, not for her safety, but for whatever she's trying to secure from you. She doesn't want to lose that. So she'll go through with it because you're attractive enough to be a representation of maybe a boyfriend or a consistent presence in her life. You're a representation of the guys that she sees as her first choice, the ideal sexual attractive guy. You're a representation of what that man won't give her. So you're the second choice. You're good enough to get the experience that she wants with the man that she sees as the ideal sexually attractive man. You're good enough for that. And she'll have sex with you and hope that you grow on her and hope that you do give her the outcomes that she's looking for. So when it comes to you just being sexually attractive enough, don't expect much from that. Maybe an encounter or two, or maybe even if you all do get on the road to spend time with each other, some things can turn. And let me explain this, right? Some things can turn, and they can turn because you have a great sexual situation with her. Like, you'll hear women say, "Oh my God, I wasn't expecting all of that." And so, even though you're the second choice and she wasn't primarily attracted to you and she worked herself up enough to have sex with you, you being the second choice, the only thing that can come from that is a more enjoyable experience. She can anticipate your presence. She can like to be around you more, but the experience will never be heightened because the only way an experience is heightened is when it begins in a heightened fashion and it gets more heightened as it goes along. That's her first choice. That's what she wants. So you can hit all those spots. You can make her shake, all those kind of things. And she can say, okay, this is a good situation. Maybe something can come of this. But then there's always going to be a gap that's present in terms of her attraction to you. And that gap is you're sexually attractive enough, but on an unconscious level, she's always going to leave herself available to the kind of man that she sees as sexually attractive ideal. And so there's always going to be a gap. She can never fully insert herself in the situation. She, when two people really have a spark and they click, and even if you're the second choice and you just happen to be good enough, because there's different tiers of attractiveness, you know, and you could be at the higher tier of good enough, but that's still not ideal. You all are going to spend some time together. Your routine might get interrupted in the beginning. You know how it is. You're spending time with somebody and her routine might get interrupted. But if you're not the ideal man, she's going to look at the interruption in her routine as opposed to the enjoyment of being with you. Because the only thing that can come of that experience, if you're enough, sexy, attractive enough, is that the experience is just going to get more enjoyable. But if it's just enjoyable, even if it gets more enjoyable, it's never going to be heightened, meaning there's always going to be a gap for her to make herself and leave herself available to the kind of man that she really wants, who is a sexy, attractive ideal. And so she might start to notice that her routine is changing and there's other things that she's missing out on. And she might start to pull back. That's because there's a gap, meaning that she's not going to fight through she's going to have back of the mind chatter concerning you because a part of her is looking for an exit, even though she's having a more enjoyable experience with you every time she's with you. That's that gap right there. And women can't escape that gap. They can't escape it because uh, on a primal level, because no one can escape nature. On a primal level, they want what they want. So you came along at a time where she was dissatisfied with the ideal experience that she wanted with the ideal man. She's met those ideal men, but they didn't give her the ideal experience that she really wanted. And let me tell you what you're susceptible to. If you're dealing with her and there's an asterisk beside your name, and this is not a heightened experience, this is a more enjoyable experience, let that man come back in her presence and act like he's going to give her an ideal experience and she sees him as the ideal man. You're gone. Or let her come across a new man that represents her ideal experience. Even though other ideal men have let her down on a primal level, She's looking for the experience with the ideal man. She wants the heightened experience from hello. And she'll take her chances, even though you're showing up the right way in her space. She'll pull herself back and she'll take her chances with the new man that represents the ideal experience that she's looking for because she wants it to be heightened. She'll take her chances. And I've heard women say, um, in that space where, you might be chilling with a woman for the second time and you already know if she was really into you, it would have went down the first time because women do not deprive themselves of the experience with a man that they truly lust and desire. It's a heightened experience that represents optimal fulfillment and pleasure for her to experience that man. So she's not going to let that opportunity pass her by. Why? Because if that opportunity passes her by, there is a possibility that she can never have it again. So she's going to take full advantage of that opportunity when it's in her face. And so if you go to that second meetup, that second chill, you all are alone and this and that, and you make it known what you're trying to do, and she's just like, well, I've I've uh I've done it fast with guys before, and things didn't work out and all that kind of stuff. Then you represent sexually attractive enough. Because dissect that. I've done it fast with guys before, meaning that they didn't have to wait to meet up with her for a second time or any of that stuff. I've done it with guys fast before and it didn't work out. So when she point blank told you, I have a type of man that I have sex with as soon as I meet him. As soon as I have an opportunity to have sex with him, I have sex with him. She's saying that's my sexually attractive ideal guy. She did it because she didn't care about the back end shit, the possibility and desire for a relationship, something more, a progression of emotion between the two of them. That was not her primary thought. The first wave of conversation was lust and desire. I have to have this man. And she worried about all the other shit later. And so she was disappointed because the later shit didn't come to pass, but her first tier of primal lust and desire was satisfied. And what does that mean? She's telling you she has reservations because of disappointment, but let her meet another man that she views as her ideal sexually attractive man. Let her meet another man after she's been disappointed by the previous sexually attractive man that she eventually wanted more with on the back end. Let her meet another man that's her first choice. Her desire for more is going to be suspended again because her primal lust and attraction and desire is stimulated. She'll worry about the other shit on the back end. And that's what they do when they meet an extremely sexually attractive man who is her ideal sexually attractive man. They worry about the other shit later. They're not going to deprive themselves of the experience in the moment. And that's a very strong indicator that you're sexually attractive enough, because you can be having that conversation with her and she can have her reservations and her fears and I want more with you because you represent long-term stability. You have your shit together. You are on a higher tier of attractiveness, even though you're not sexually attractive ideal. That's very important. You have good things going for you. You might have a good build. You might have a height she likes. You might have all of those things, but you're still not the exact ideal representation of what she lusts and desires. So you're sexually attractive enough that she'll give you an opportunity for you to grow on her and give her the situation that she wanted with the sexually attractive ideal man. You're a very high ranking consolation prize. Congratulations, motherfucker. Don't be the consolation prize, man. Don't be the consolation prize. Because there's always going to be a gap. She can't escape what she really wants. And then she'll begin to have back of the mind chatter. So she can go through that moment with you. You can give her some amazing sex. You can be virile. You can be youthful. You can be a sexual surprise. Like, oh, wow. But that attraction gap is not something that can ever be filled. Nature is nature. Nature cannot be persuaded. Nature cannot be impacted. Nature should only be observed. And so you can go through that progression with that woman. And That woman, something's going to come up in the back of her mind. And then she's going to be sitting at the edge of the bed. You heard me say that before, because her interest is going to pull back, because the second wave conversation is always there. That's the gap. The second wave conversation is always there because because her first wave of lust was not occupied. And so there's always going to be something that she finds about you that's unfavorable. That the other man that disappointed her, who was her sexy, attractive, ideal man, right? He can have an amount of, because women talk, he can have baggage that you never had. Your life can be as clean as it can possibly be. And you can hear women talk about how they fought for men when it came down between her and another woman. So this man had less desire for her than you have for her, and the motherfucker had baggage that you don't have. You're in a better life situation a lot of times than these men that they desire primally. And you can hear how hard she fought for that man and why she's so disappointed, but yet and still she doesn't have to fight for you. She's fighting herself with the back of the mind conversation because she can't quite wrap her mind around why she's trying to look for faults and impediments in you. It's because you're not the sexy, attractive, ideal man. And if you're the sexy, attractive, ideal man enough to enough women, you can hear the unspoken conversation. She fought for that guy. And you're present, and you've most likely concluded that you'll take a road with her. You'll take a walk with her that man was unwilling to take with her. And she's looking for impediments, and she's looking for things to size you up about. And she was looking at nothing but the best in the guy who didn't want her the way that she wanted him. So you can see the mismatch in effort. And it's going to show you the realities of that gap of attraction. It's going to show you the realities of sexually attractive enough versus sexually attractive ideal. She'll never be able to fill that gap. And that gap must be filled within you, meaning that you'll never insert yourself in a situation with a woman who doesn't desire you the way that you desire her. So you won't even get off the ground with that woman, because as soon as you see the mismatch in energy and desire, you're gone. Because once you observe it, once you question her level of desire, always understand that, if you're questioning whether a woman is into you, something is indicating that the mismatch in the energy and attraction between you two. If you have to question a desire, the answer's already in the question. So pay attention to that and pull yourself out. One of you has to pull yourself out. One of you has to pull yourself out. And one of you is going to pull yourself out eventually. But you want to pull yourself out when you see the mismatch, because you have to recognize the symptoms and signs when you're sexually attractive enough, and understand that the best you'll ever be able to give her is a very enjoyable experience that increases over time. But understand that her heightened experience is her most desirable experience. Is a heightened experience. It's I have to consume this man as soon as I meet him. That's her most heightened experience. Let me tell you about the heightened experience, right? This is what every woman wants. Most women don't get it. They settle. And that's why the divorce rates look the way that they look, in terms of 80% of women initiating divorces. This is every woman's ideal experience. As soon as she sees you, she's like, oh my God. Then she's giving you signals, and you go over and talk to her. And then you satisfy the next tier of heightened experience. You actually are interested in her. And then she finds out things about you that are favorable. And so she's just going from heightened to more heightened. She's always looking at the positive, because every ounce of her being wants it to work. That's her ideal experience. And you have to become a man that is worthy of that experience. And when you're worthy of that experience, you're going to have that experience so many times that you're going to have a sixth sense for the woman who views you that way and who doesn't view you that way. And you're going to have an understanding of what comes with going past a woman having mismatched energy and desire for you that doesn't match the energy and desire that you have for her. You're going to understand sexually attractive enough versus sexually attractive ideal. There's nothing like a woman who, when you first meet her, and experiences I've had, they grab you by the hand, they go round their girls up, and they're like, "I'm not letting you go anywhere." They grab you by the hand, like, "We're gonna find my girls. We getting the fuck out of here." You know what happens after that? You're her first choice. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like an experience when you meet a woman and you underestimated her level of lust and desire for you because she was low key and discreet, and then she hits you up right after you all meet, and she's like, "I want to see you," or she says, "I hope I'm not being too forward, but I really want to see you." That's sexually attractive ideal. And once you encounter that enough, you can't settle for anything less than that, because you know what comes along with settling for anything less than that, because you know all sides of women. And so the only way to truly know all sides of women is to become the optimal sexually attractive man. Take yourself seriously. Take every gift and talent that you have seriously. Take your build seriously. Take your fitness seriously. Take your diet seriously. Take your mental and spiritual health. Take everything that's important, an important component of you growing into the optimal man. Take all of that seriously, and you'll become a man who's a match for those experiences that open your eyes up to what women do and how they move when you're sexually attractive ideal versus sexually attractive enough. It's nothing like it. Because if you don't decipher the two, you're going to be with a woman that has a gap of attraction for you. There's an open space. She might lash out at you for no reason. And with these kind of men, like, some men are on the upper end of attractiveness in terms of sexually attractive enough, but he's not sexually attractive ideal. And then there'll be moments where she just like lashes out and she doesn't even understand why she's doing it. And you're a good man, and she's looking for reasons to not like you because you're not giving her any reasons not to like you. It's a gap that can't be filled. She's just lashing out because she has a level of dissatisfaction that can never be fulfilled. And that's what the lashing out is. She's angry that all she could get was sexually attractive enough when she really desired sexually attractive ideal. And she encountered sexually attractive ideal, but sexually attractive ideal didn't stick around for her. And that's her frustration. That's why she lashes out for no reason. That's why there's a piece of her that you know is available to the world, and she's not completely and spiritually becoming one with you. Because there's a gap of availability, because there's a gap of attraction that you can never feel if you're not the sexually attractive enough. If you're the sexy attractive enough guy, you're not the sexy attractive ideal guy. So you have to understand that, and you have to accept it. So this is the reality of sexually attractive enough versus sexually attractive ideal. It's been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. Hope you enjoyed this one, man. Video brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring in these elevated messages. And I do hear you all in the comments. You want me to make specific videos on particular topics. Those are called custom videos. To get me to make your custom video and have it on my channel, make a donation of $150 or more to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. I will take a look at what you present to me, and your video will be on my channel in 24 hours or less. So once you make your donation to PayPal and Cash App, there's a note feature on both PayPal and Cash App. Leave the title of the video that you want me to make after you make a donation in that note feature, and then I will have your video on my channel in 24 hours or less. If your subject matter that you want me to make your video on is more in depth, it's more nuanced, and just leaving a note on PayPal or Cash App, then you make your $150 or more donation to my PayPal or Cash App. And then you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com with your more in-depth, nuanced, and detailed description of what you want me to make your video on. And I will have your video on my channel, Matthew C. Horne Dating, in 24 hours or less. Custom videos are amazing, and definitely get your answers if you get a custom video, okay? Also, if you've been inspired by my message and your thought process have been elevated and you're a better man, you feel more empowered, you feel more educated, and just, you have a deeper understanding of this level of the game and the things I spoke about. If this is the case with you, I want you to make a donation to my PayPal or my Cash App information that's in my video description. I'll never tell you what to donate. Just donate according to how you've been impacted. I never take a donation lightly, because your donations continue to help me to grow and elevate, so I can be in position to help you to elevate and grow through bringing you this amazing content. Okay. Make your donations. I do not take them lightly. If you're in need of coaching, if you have different shortcomings, impediments, challenges, frustrations in the dating space, I'm your man. Any situation that you're in, I can get you out of it. And very quickly, a 1 hour coaching session with me will change the game for you. I have your answers. So if you're in need of coaching, email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave coaching in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. I'll do an assessment and I'll email you right back with the terms of the coaching, and we'll set a date and time, and the coaching will commence. It's really that simple, easy, streamlined. I have your answers. Reach out to me for coaching. I'm still looking to fill the slots of the 5 individuals who want to take a year-long coaching journey with me. In this year-long coaching journey with me, you're going to get a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week. I'm going to do an assessment of exactly where you are and where you want to be in the dating space. The very first coaching call that we have is going to be amazing. It's going to be directional, and it's going to be growth implicating. Okay. So you're going to grow tremendously from the very first call. And I'm doing an assessment. So I'm creating tailor-made systems and curriculum for you. All right. Tailor-made just for you. So you can grow from call to call, and you can see the increase in the better quality of life and experiences with every call. It's custom. Okay. And you're also going to have 24-hour access to me as well, meaning that you can call me around the clock, you can text me, email me, you get a response. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to do the assessment of where you are and where you want to be. I can get you out of any situation. Okay. You can have just met a woman, and, on a dating app, you're trying to figure out what to do, or you have a woman you like and you're starting to like her more. You're trying to find out what to do, or a woman you like is kind of pulling away. You can just contact me around the clock. We have our set schedule of coaching 3 times a week, but then you have 24-hour access to me in the interim. If anything comes up, man, nothing like it. Very personal access to me, in a place for exponential growth within you. If you're interested in the year-long coaching journey with me, also, we're going to meet up in person, no matter where you are in the world. Okay. At least one time. If you're interested in taking this year-long coaching journey with me, email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave mentorship in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, leave your name, your phone number, and tell me about yourself in terms of where you are in the dating space and where you want to be. All right. I'll do an assessment of that, and then I won't email you back. I'm going to call you back, and we're going to decide if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. This is going to be an amazing space, and I'm still looking to fill the slots of the 5 individuals. There's still slots available. I'm your dating coach for an entire year. There's nothing like this being offered. Lastly, my dating coaching community on the school platform. I want everyone to sign up. In my dating coaching community on the school platform, you get 2 custom videos every week that are not on YouTube. They're just for the community. I allow members of the community to give me their video topics, and I make custom videos, okay, for individuals in the community. And I also make videos on my own subject matter that I offer to the community. Every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a live where I introduce a monologue to everyone who's on the live that's in the community. And we talk about whatever subject matter I presented in the monologue. And then after we're done with that, every member of the community gets to ask me whatever they want to ask me for the remainder of the hour. I'm your dating coach for an hour every week, man. Nothing like it. Very affordable too. Okay. To join my community, it's very affordable. Every video I made for the community is archived in the community. Every live Zoom call that we've had is archived in the community as well. So there's dozens of videos that you can binge and just grow exponentially with every viewing of the video. You're going to grow tremendously, because this is exclusive content that are just for the members of the community. Okay. So if you want to join my dating coaching community, then the link to sign up will be in my video description. I want everyone to join my dating coach community on the school platform. I want to see you all, especially on this Monday's call, man. Y'all join. I have some amazing game I spit in there. I spit it real much deeper than in here too. But that's all I have for you. Thank you all for, tuning in today, and understand the difference between sexy, attractive, enough versus sexually attractive ideal. Understand everything that comes with both sides of that. And understand that the best side of her is when she sees you as the ideal, sexually attractive man. That is her absolute first choice. Nothing fruitful will ever come from a woman that sees you as sexually attractive enough, even if you're on the higher tier of enough. Because there's always going to be a gap of dissatisfaction that she's looking to fill with absolute satisfaction from her first choice. From who? The man who is a sexually attractive, ideal man. I see you also.